I suppose you started with the filming of the chicken. Okay. Hello, everybody. Happy New Year, 2023. Wow, and we're already into the middle of the first week already. So hopefully you guys all had a great New Year's. We just kind of hung out at the house, watched TV, had a few little snacks here and there. So, you know, just kept it nice and easy. But hopefully you guys had a great start to your new year. Here's something to make your new year even better. We have a great double-dipped, crispy, fried chicken sandwich. This recipe I found on Facebook by the Barefoot Contessa. So I'm gonna have Dwight pan down and show you what the ingredients are. This is gonna be kind of a two-step thing. We're gonna make the marinade for the chicken and the mayonnaise today, cover it and put it in the refrigerator, where the marinade needs to be a minimum of 8 hours, but no more than 24 hours. And then we'll make the mayonnaise, cover it, come back tomorrow and fry the chicken and create the chicken sandwich. So for the marinade, here's what we're gonna start out with. 2 cups of buttermilk, 1 shallot, we're gonna peel it and thinly slice it, 2 mashed cloves of garlic, 1 jalapeno, seeds and all, 2 teaspoons of salt, and 1 teaspoon of pepper. Okay, that's it for the marinade. So off we go. What do y'all think? I want to show you what Dwight got me for Christmas. That's for the mayonnaise. So this apron Dwight got me because he knows I do my best to cook. I'm not a pro, as you guys well know, but I like to do this to show you that if you don't know how to cook, if I can do it, you can do it. Follow anybody's recipe or something that you made up, boom. So guess what? He got me this wonderful apron, and to go with it, you guys don't have to watch me struggle with the knives anymore. Ta-da! Look at this. Sharp knives, you guys. So I'm gonna take out the one for the vegetables and the one for the chicken. So I'm really gonna feel like a pro now. So, okay, to get this party started, we're gonna take the buttermilk, make sure you shake it. Gonna get a large bowl, and we'll start with 2 cups of buttermilk. Look how thick that is. Speaking of butter, y'all have seen the price of butter. I bought butter the other day, and just for the heck of it, I'm gonna make some butter, and I'll try to film that process because I wanna see how much it makes, and I know how much the heavy cream cost me. Heavy cream and salt is all it is, and I'm gonna compare what I get out of that versus what I'm paying for these sticks of butter. We'll see. Okay, so there's our 2 cups of buttermilk. We're gonna take 1 shallot, and we're just gonna slice that very thin. Okay, so I'm just gonna go down. Woo, look how sharp these knives are, you guys. The other knives I had were just so dull. I had to saw through the bell peppers and the onions and the tomatoes. Look at that. Thank you, Dwight. Okay. Next thing I need is a bench scraper, which hopefully we'll get one day. So in with the shallots. Dwight has a question. Okay, maybe he doesn't. We're just gonna take 1 jalapeno and cut the stem off. And since we're not gonna de-seed it or anything, I'm just gonna take it and straight in. Seeds and all. 2 cloves of garlic, just like that. And the peel comes right off. And if the peel gets in there, it's gonna be all right. All right. Put that smashed garlic in. Let me just get that out. Wash my hands real quick. 2 teaspoons of salt. And 1 teaspoon of pepper. We're just going to stir everything together. Now, there's your marinade. Oops, a little bit of a stuck clump of pepper there. All right, there's your marinade. That easy. Now, we have our chicken breasts here. Just going to take the large chicken breast and we're going to cut it in half. Ooh, I'm not used to such a sharp knife. I'm almost afraid of it. Look at that. Straight down the middle. I tell you what, there's a big difference when you have a knife that's dull versus a knife that's sharp. Okay, watch. We're going to lay it right here on parchment paper. Now, don't cut your vegetables on the same cutting board. Use a separate cutting board for your knives, or for your chicken, your meat product versus your vegetables. I'm going to just place these down on parchment paper. I've got 2 pieces of parchment paper here. Let me wash my hands. If you have a little mallet, you can just start flattening your chicken just a little bit. Look at that. Doesn't take much pressure. Look at that. And I didn't even have to touch it yet, so. Now all we're going to do is pick up that chicken and straight into the marinade, making sure that it gets fully covered. In there. So we're just going to give it a quick stir. There's your jalapenos, your shallots. So again, we have 2 cups of buttermilk, 1 shallot, 1 jalapeno, 2 smashed cloves of garlic, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 teaspoon of pepper, and your chicken breasts. We're going to cover this and put it in the refrigerator. And give me just a few minutes to wash my cutting board and my utensils. We're going to come back and make that herb mayonnaise. Okay, so our chicken is in that wonderful, thick, beautiful marinade, covered, and in the refrigerator it goes. Now, we're going to start the buttermilk herb mayonnaise, and this is going to consist of 1 cup of a really good mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of buttermilk, 1 teaspoon of white wine vinegar. She calls for 2 tablespoons of scallions and 1 tablespoon of minced chives. Now, our grocery store unfortunately did not have any chives, so you're not going to see me put any chives in, but I will use a little bit of extra scallions because the chives, scallions, they both are that full onion flavor. 1 tablespoon of parsley and 1/8 of a teaspoon of thyme. I didn't have any fresh thyme, but I do have some dried thyme. So Then we're going to season it with a little bit of salt and pepper, about a half a teaspoon of each, and whisk it together. We're also going to cover that and keep it in the refrigerator, and then that's what's going to go on the bun to start the creation of our double crispy chicken sandwiches. Okay, so let's start by getting that 1 cup of mayonnaise. I say that's about a cup right there. Let's get that in. Well, that is some thick mayonnaise right there. Okay. Two tablespoons of our buttermilk. Let's give that another shake. Okay. 2 tablespoons. And give that a whisk. Now, we'll probably have leftover buttermilk herb mayonnaise, so we'll be sure to use it on other things as well. 1 teaspoon of white wine vinegar. Now, we just bought the generic brand. I didn't want to spend money for the expensive brand, and I'm sure this will be just as good. Whisk that in. Ooh, that smells good. Okay, now we're going to take our scallions. I've already washed these. I'm just going to cut the tips off. She calls for the white and the green part, so let's cut them down to here. I'm just going to thinly slice these. If you get this little yucky part on there, just cut it off. And let the knife do the work. Now that I have a good knife, I can let the good knife do the work. Just trying to get it thin, the white and the green. Don't chop your fingers off. I'll stop knowing I'm safe right there. Straight in. Again, now would be the time we would add those chives. I don't have any chives. We're going to do some parsley. Just bunch it up. I like to just fold it all together. Just like that. I love the freshness that parsley adds to any dish. Immediately, just while you're cutting it, you can smell how fresh it is. And you know that that freshness is going to go right into your mayonnaise. Really loving these new knives. I'm going to add that parsley. And about 1/8 of a teaspoon of thyme. Ooh, that smells good. I can tell you this is probably going to be very flavorful. 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of pepper. So I left my 1/2 teaspoon. Here it is. For the salt. And pepper. Whisk it up. That smells divine. plastic wrap, cling wrap, foil, plastic lid, whatever you have, whatever works. Okay. I'm gonna put this in the refrigerator and let it rest with the marinade overnight. I'll just put it right here. So tomorrow we're gonna come back. I'm gonna show you the coating for the chicken, and then we're going to take the chicken from the batter to the coating, back to the batter, to the coating, fry it, and assemble the sandwich. So we'll be back tomorrow for that fried chicken sandwich. Thanks for watching. Hey guys, Dwight is cooking dinner tonight, and we needed a couple things from the store, and so I looked one more time and I found chives. So Dwight's gonna chop those up, and we're gonna get those mixed in with our dressing. Thank you. All right. So now I'm gonna cover that back up, and until tomorrow, we'll see you guys tomorrow for the finishing of this wonderful chicken sandwich with this amazing herb mayonnaise dressing. Hi everybody, welcome back. So today is the next day. So yesterday, you'll remember, Dwight's gonna pan right down here. We're making the Barefoot Contessa fried chicken sandwich. And yesterday, probably about 4 in the afternoon, I put together a marinade for our chicken breasts. I did stir it 2 or 3 times, making sure everything stayed incorporated. Same thing for that wonderful herb mayonnaise that we did. So I've made sure that my hands are clean. I'm just gonna be using my hands. It's gonna be a lot easier. We're going to dredge it, go back in the batter, dredge it, and go back in the flour. So here is our dredging station. Already in this bowl, I have 3½ cups of all-purpose flour, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1 tablespoon of salt. Now to that, we're going to add 2½ teaspoons of paprika. Now her recipe calls for a Spanish paprika. I don't have that, so I'm just going to use paprika. And that's going to be 2½ teaspoons. And then next we will add 1 teaspoon of celery salt. You want to make sure that everything is flavored. Your batter is flavored, your dredging station is flavored. Everything's going to be seasoned so that that chicken will just taste fabulous. Now we're going to do 1½ teaspoons of pepper. Remember, I already have a whole tablespoon of salt in here to that 3½ cups of flour with baking powder. And she calls for 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. That sounds spicy to me, but this is a lot of flour, so I'm just going to go for it. You can use more or less. Suit it to your taste buds. And here we go. Let's mix this together. Make sure everything is incorporated. Now, we're just going to go straight in. I have 4 chicken breasts in here. Straight into the dredging mix. You want to make sure you get all of your surfaces covered. Pat it down in there. I'm going to put it on a plate. I want to get all of these dipped at least one time before I go back into that dip. And the reason why I want to do that is because I don't want to get all of this batter full of flour for the pieces that haven't been dredged in this flour yet. This reminds me a little bit of a cooking video. We'll see if we can get that up in one of these corners up here in the video of the double fried chicken that I did while we were full-time RVing. That was the first time I was ever successful in making a fried chicken. So I hope that this turns out as successful as that. All right, so let's just get this mixed in here just to make sure that we have an even base for this to go back in. We're gonna go back in with this. This is what's going to give it that extra crunch. And it should be amazing. All that flavored dredge going on there. And as I said before, my oil behind me, I have 2 skillets with a lot of oil in it. I used an entire bottle between the 2 skillets and heated it to 350 degrees. All right. This should be good. I'm gonna go wash my hands and then we're gonna go fry some chicken. Okay, so we have checked the temperature of the oil. It got a little too hot, so we took it off the heat, cleaned up the kitchen, and rechecked the temperature, and now it's right around 350 degrees. So remember, we're gonna put the chicken in, and you always lay it away from you so that if it does splatter, you don't get splashed. That skillet might take up 1 piece all on its own. Now, what she did was she cooked hers 2.5 minutes on each side. So she cooked them for a total of 5 minutes. Okay, while the chicken is finishing up, the timer's about to go off in 1 minute. I'm going to go ahead and toast some potato buns. The Barefoot Contessa used potato buns, so I'm using potato buns. I have a feeling the chicken is going to be too big for the buns. So we're just going to toast them in our new wave oven. And I'll be sure to check on those as the chicken finishes up frying. And we'll be back. Okay, so the chicken is definitely done. I'd say about 7 minutes or so. We're going to just sprinkle it with some sea salt. I've been letting it drain. Now remember that wonderful buttermilk herb mayonnaise that we made yesterday. I've been taking it out and stirring it, making sure everything's mingled in there. So now we're going to prepare the sandwiches. I've toasted some potato buns, and she put it on both bottom and top. I probably got these a little bit too crunchy because I was taking the chicken out by the time they were done. So they'll be all right. All right. We'll put some lettuce on the bottom. And I think these are awfully big pieces of chicken, so we're gonna cut one in half. Which one would you like, Dwight?
The one in the back.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay. Look at that, you guys.
It looks like it has lots of crunchies, and the crunchies is the best part.
Oh, I'm sorry, this piece fell off. Oh, wow. That is good. Okay, let's look at the inside. You guys hear that wonderful crunch? Look at that. Oh, I forgot. You want pickles on yours?
I would like a few pickles, yes.
Supposed to put the pickles on the lettuce, she says. So I'm gonna pick this up. She said use good pickles. We had bread and butter pickles, so that's what we used. Maybe a little extra dollop on top of the chicken. Look at that.
It's too big to eat, but I'm gonna give it the old army try.
Ronnie's over here begging. All right.
Okay. Let me tell you.
Should we change the camera and let you do a taste test? Or do you want me to do a taste test?
Well, you can do a taste test real quick if you want. I say it's time to put down the camera and let's eat those things. All I got was the crunch. I can only imagine with the buttermilk mayo.
Wow. This herb mayonnaise, it's probably all over my face, is gold. This is amazing. I might put a little bit more on that. So change the camera and let me get Dwight to do a quick taste test, and he's right, we're gonna eat. That is awesome. Okay. And Ronnie's just waiting. Amazing.
That's a $10 sandwich if I ever tasted one.
So I will be sure to post the recipe. Again, this is the Barefoot Contessa fried chicken sandwich. Absolutely stunning. Gotcha. While Dwight finishes that half of his sandwich, we'll say thank you for watching. Don't forget, if I can do it, you can do it, because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just following a recipe. So it's fun to get in the kitchen and cook. It's fun to try new ideas. If there's any way, let's get Dwight in the picture, even though his face is eating a great chicken sandwich. If there's any way, anybody out there that needs prayer, please let us know. We pray for all of y'all every day. Enjoy your new year.
Happy New Year.
And make it a great one. And we hope you do so by enjoying one of these great sandwiches.